my mother's basement from the Dice Tower.
Keep it down, fellas. Keep it down.
Shh, there's people sleeping upstairs. As we live in Florida, does anyone down here have a basement?
No.
I don't think there's a basement.
It would be covered in water.
Yep.
All right. Well, folks, we have done lots of top 10 lists. I think 3. But now we're going to be...
Whole lot.
Yeah, I know. Well, so at some point, someday, that will be true. But anyhow, today we're going to talk about games. What happens is someone will tell you about a game, and you will say, that game sounds stupid. But then when you play the game, I don't know why you played the game if you thought it sounded stupid, but let's say you were coerced into playing it.
I know this guy. So many bad games.
I can't even argue that. But anyhow, when you play the game, you realize it's actually quite good. So that's what this list is. Our top 10 stupid games that sounded stupid, but were actually pretty cool.
Yes.
So before we get to the top 10, we each have 3 honorable mentions. I'm going to say mine first since mine are in the middle here and you can see them already. One of them is Smash Up.
Spoiler.
Now this Smash Up is a game that I actually thought sounded cool, but I know most people think sounds stupid because you're mixing pirates with ninjas and robots and leprechauns and you fight each other.
Man, you can't do that.
Yeah, because in real life, ninjas and pirates are separate factions.
Yeah, man, and dinosaurs.
But it really does sound like a stupid nerd dream, you know, like, oh, I can mix everything together. Oh. But actually the game plays out fairly fun and pretty fast, a very light, fun card game. Okay, the next one is Catacombs. Catacombs, as you can tell, looks awesomely fun.
Check that out.
When you go to the store, it's like,
I want to get that.
this is, well, if you're into heavy metal, probably.
At a game store, yeah.
And then when you hear the theme, Catacombs is a dungeon crawler in which you flick discs at the opponents. You're like, oh.
Back.
Next game. But it's actually, I think it's a riotously fun game. It pulls off the dungeon crawl pretty well, actually, with the magic missiles being different discs. The barbarian can flick his discs 4 times. I mean, it's not a perfect transformation, but I think it's pretty good.
Yeah. Just that cover, the cover and the theme and the mechanics are 3 different worlds. It's what really hurts it.
But the combination actually is a pretty decent game.
Yeah.
And when you open up, it's a little bit more colorful.
Does not sell itself.
All right, so that's Catacombs. Now, you're going to flinch every time?
Oh, my word.
All right.
I want to hit the camera, I'm pretty sure.
Now I know why that box last night was...
No, that wasn't me. All right.
Wait, you have eggs in your basement, man. Yeah, what's up with that, dude?
Okay, well, these are actually eggs. This is the thing that, in all my reviews, you see it sticking on the shelf back here. Dancing Eggs comes with a bunch of rubber eggs, and it comes with a wooden egg.
They all bounce. You might not want to throw this one.
And on your turn,
They all bounce?
That one's wooden.
Now who's throwing stuff on the floor?
Hey, look, you're the one that did it first.
Okay, anyhow, you roll a dice and it'll tell you what you need to do. You might need to grab the die, you might need to bounce an egg and grab it. And whoever gets it gets to keep that egg, but they must then roll this die and they might have to keep it on their shoulder or keep it, you know, in their, whatever you call the opposite of your elbow. What is that called?
The crook of your arm.
Ah, really?
I think so.
All right. Well, anyhow, then you have to do that while you're grabbing the rest of them, and if you drop an egg, you lose it. It sounds ridiculously dumb, but I think it's pretty fun.
And it comes in an egg carton.
Yes, it does sound ridiculously dumb.
It's fun, though. It's a fun party game.
Sam stopped me there, but I think it's fun. So anyhow, it's Dancing Eggs, and I'm actually...
Come on, toss it.
No!
Hit it with the other ones.
That's because that box will die.
Stop.
All right. Who wants to go next?
Sam, go
I'll go next. All right. The one I have out on the table is vocabulary. Vocabulary.
Let us play this.
Again, I am not a huge fan of party games, so I usually try to choose them wisely, the ones that I try to put my stock behind. This is one of the ones that I can get behind because it's fun and it's stupid and you can make up dumb words.
Oh, party game.
And yeah, pretty much. It's all funny. But this one I enjoy. So, I mean, basically from the look of it, you just got a bunch of these big, huge little die looking things that have different words on them like micro and Asian, A-T-I-O-N, and itis, I-T-I-S. And you got to roll them, and then you put the words together, and then you have to give a definition for that word.
You're making up a word.
Hilarious.
And defining it.
Hilarious. And so I really enjoyed vocabulary. looks stupid, but great fun.
It has that really bad Toys R Us reject look, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
It does not. It looks
Yeah, it
fine.
It does. It really does.
All right, fine.
It does.
Go ahead, Sam.
My other one was Battle Stations. Now, Battle Stations is actually a really complex game, and it actually does kind of look pretty cool. The reason I thought it sounded stupid at first because it was trying to match a board game, space board game, with role playing, where you each take your own little position in the ship. One guy's a weapons officer, one guy's the engine guy, one guy's the captain, and you all have to work together to defeat the enemy and fly through space and all that stuff. It seemed really stupid. I wanted it to be one or the other. But it actually works out to where it worked well. It's a little bit on the heavy side, but it's still great fun. It has all the good stuff from a role-playing game, and then it's also a board game. So the combo worked well.
Cool. All right.
So that's that.
I thought it sounded cool, but all right.
Transamerica is another one. Looks like a Ticket to Ride knockoff.
Okay, well, it came out before Ticket to Ride.
I understand it, but it looks like a Ticket to Ride knockoff. It wasn't as popular as Ticket to Ride, but anyway, you're laying a whole bunch of sticks on the board.
Yeah, it looks really plain. Definitely
It looks
plain.
really plain, really run down, but it's a whole lot of fun, and it plays really fast. So I thought it was great. Didn't want your duct tape.
It's okay. It
Plays
will
really
fix
great.
itself.
Transamerica.
I just don't like that game. I really don't.
I haven't played it because it looks stupid.
Well, but he's telling you it's not, so you should play it.
It still looks stupid, Sam. I'm not playing.
All right, what are your 3 choices?
All right, my choices are Monkeys on the Moon, as I talk about stupid salmon games.
Yeah, really.
Hey, you guys want to play some Monkeys on the Moon?
that actually sounds bad when you say it that way. But Monkeys on the Moon was made by 8 Foot Llama. All their games sound
silly and
stupid.
weird, yeah.
Okay, it's 8-foot llama.
Yeah, I guess
It's not getting any better here.
if that's the company, you know what you're getting into. But the thing about it is, it's actually a really good kind of area control, not area control, but like majority holding game.
Auction. Wasn't there some auctioning in it
Some
too?
auctioning in it, yeah, some card play. It's
like a solid little Euro.
Yeah, it's a slightly heavier game than it sounds to be. It sounds like a silly take that kind of card game. It's not at all. You're investing in different companies. It's monkey clans, but companies. And at the end of the game, if you have more stock in the monkeys than the other people, you get more points. Again, Euro sounds really stupid. The artwork is atrocious. It looks.
I don't think it's that bad.
It's bad.
Let me see.
It's awful. It's like art. It's like clip art.
That looks like a third grader.
Yes.
Oh, come on. I don't think it's that bad.
But cool little game.
It's bad.
All right, next, Cyrano. Is that in? There you go. Cyrano is it's a party game about writing poetry. Okay, right there, it's like,
I'm good.
I'm gonna go play vocabulary. However, it's really cool. It's kind of like a Dixit where you write and then people vote on who they thought was the funniest and simultaneously, right, like a blind vote. And you have a little sheet in front of you where you mark moving up a little ladder every vote you get, and when the lady coming down the tower and you climbing up the ladder meet, you win the game. Okay, it's really silly. It sounds stupid, but if you play with the right crowd, it's actually a really fun game.
Person with the biggest nose goes first.
Listen, Cyrano will entertainingly reveal your hidden potential as a poet. Funny, dreamy, wistful, true. If the game you wish to win, your words can be a bunch of spew. All you need to be is wise. That doesn't even rhyme.
If you're
Shut
gonna
up, it doesn't have to. E. Cummings.
spew into this.
E. Cummings.
Yeah, just don't capitalize anything. You're good. So this is a cool one. And then my last one here that didn't make it is Mr. Jack Pocket. This is Mr. Jack Pocket. Okay, this is Mr. Jack.
All right, I can
This
say.
game is awesome. Okay, it's been out for a while longer. It's very cool. It's very different, neat two-player game.
Awesome, boring.
This little thing came out and looked like it was silly. I mean, look at the size of this thing. You're not sure if it's going to be a card game, what it is.
I'm pretty sure it's a card game.
It's not a card game.
It's
actually,
not?
No, it's not. It's a board game. It has tiles that you lay out. You make a board with these tiles, and then the tiles rotate to hide the people that can see down the alleys. This is actually a really cool game.
It doesn't even look like it in the back of the box, though. They show you these things that look like cards.
That's true.
I would never have bought this based on that. You have opened my eyes.
This
Which is
cool
why it's on his list. Hey!
theme. Cool one. If it's if you guys haven't heard of it, or it's it's something that's just been off your radar, look into it. This is a really cool little hidden gem. I just opened Tom Vasel's eyes.
Bonus.
Boom, Vasel.
Okay.
And that's
Out
it for
of
me.
the park.
Here we go now to the top 10. Our first entry is courtesy of Zee. I never even heard of this game. He doesn't even have it with him, which proves his point. It can't be worth that much, right?
Highly overpriced.
It's very pricey. It's really hard to get. The game is called Trotofont. I think that's how you say it. It's a Haba game. It comes in a really big box. It's not the little Haba games. It's basically a motorized tree, cardboard tree that slowly spins, okay? And everybody's sitting around that tree, and they have a, what do you call that? Like a party favor that you blow and goes and curls back up. Everybody has one of those.
Noisemaker.
A noisemaker, okay? And as the thing spins, you're supposed to blow it out, and with the curl at the tip, you grab branches, they curl back in, and then you throw them on people's boards, trying to get them to lose points.
That sounds horrible.
It sounds really stupid. It looks like you need to leave, right? If you walk into a party and there's a bunch of big guys sitting around,
Turn around and walk out.
hey, you want to jump? No,
No.
okay.
See ya.
However, look at the box. If it says Trotofont on it, check it out. It's really fun.
Now, let me ask this though. Do these things have to be cleaned every time you
Yeah,
play?
you need to
That's
sterilize
disgusting.
them. Yeah.
No,
Or
it's
you
not
can
that
get
bad.
your own, or you can buy a bag of
Bring your own. Bring your own.
bring your own noisemaker.
All right. So say the name one more time.
I think it's Trotofont.
We'll find out.
Cool.
Protofont.
Number 9 is a game from Sam, his choice. I'm really curious to hear why it's on our list.
Why?
Because it sounds.
You've been giving me crap all since noon.
Oh, since noon, it was one email.
Thank you very much.
How dare man.
No, I was just curious why you thought this one sounded dumb. I thought it sounded educationally interesting.
No, you said seems stupid.
Okay.
Look at that game. Nice map,
Okay.
but
Postcard the game.
it looks like dumbness. It looks dumb. It looks stupid.
All right.
It doesn't look like it's going to be fun at all.
I will grant you it looks
Absolutely.
educational and not fun.
No, I hear what he's saying. This game looks like when you go to Barnes and Noble, they're not gonna have this one with the board games. They're gonna have it over with like the math aids and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
Okay.
just looks
Okay, I'll
boring,
buy
yeah.
that.
Looks like it's gonna be a drag.
Yeah.
Why in the world do you want me to play this? I could get Koreans to play this game for the 10 Days in America
Right.
because they want to learn about geography.
We were in Korea, which is why he said that.
Where and what state? Yes,
But when you bring out 10 days,
Thank you.
10 days in Korea though,
I don't want to hear. I could get even.
that sounds wow. While I was teaching English as a second language in Korea to Koreans, I would be able to get them to play it because they wanted to learn geography, not because it was fun. But I have a blast with this stuff. The plain fact of the matter that it's possible to win this before the game even starts.
Yeah, but I've only ever seen it happen one time.
you've actually seen that happen.
Yeah,
Yes.
it was a new player. He's like, oh,
They all
is,
line up.
is this a
Right,
winner?
So multiple plays at a sit down. So anyway, I thought it was stupid. Stupid idea. It's glorified Racco.
Yeah, Racco, right?
It's glorified Racco, but I enjoy this, whereas I don't enjoy the other glorified Racco.
All right. There.
What's the other glorified Racco? Racco?
Don't. Just let it go. Let it
Bring
go.
it up. Don't bring it up.
Let it go. Here's one I added to the list, Duck, Duck, Go. If you open this game, look, it comes with duckies.
Aww.
They don't squeak.
Well, no, most ducks don't.
This is what is it a game?
Come on, man, rubber ducky, you're the
Oh, that one. Okay.
That's pretty good, Sam. Oh, Ducky.
Now you're throwing stuff on the
I
floor.
just went over.
Okay, but anyway, Duck Duck Go, it comes with these things, and then it basically, the theme is you're a rubber ducky in a big bathtub that you're making of these tiles and moving around, and you need to go to different spots in the bathtub. It sounds horrible, but
You lost me at you're a rubber ducky in the bathtub.
Can you play in the bathtub?
no, you cannot.
Oh, the
okay?
board is cardboard.
board is
If that
cardboard.
board was made of that plastic stuff.
Yeah.
Now we're talking. It's a selling point.
No, you can play it in your pool. No, the thing is though, this is a game that's very much like a light version of Robo Rally.
Right.
You program your ducks with cards and just tell you how your duck moves, and you move them around the board, and it's not nearly as mind-bending as Robo Rally. It's not nearly as mean as Robo Rally. It's just, and I mean, it's almost like it's a great game for kids, but even for adults, it's not bad because you can really, try to get your ducks into certain locations and move them around. And so it looks just ridiculous, but it is pretty
One
fun.
of those games where you really have to have your ducks in a row.
Oh, Sam.
Wow. Okay, that's it. Moving on. Okay, Z, what game have you brought to the table?
Hey, gentlemen, I brought Bling Bling Gemstone.
Bling bling, baby!
Anybody want to play? Okay, Bling Bling Gemstone is a follow-up to that Talk Talk Woodman game.
Also sounds awesome.
Also sounds ridiculous. Which is basically you build a plastic tree with bark around this. In this case, it's gems, and then with a plastic.
Most trees have that outer layer of gems,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. With it's like a gem mine, and then you bang it a couple of times. Whatever falls off the outside, you keep. At the end of the game, you score them. The look is ridiculous. I mean, look at this thing. It just looks insane.
My Little Pony.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. But the game is actually a really cool dexterity game, and it works really well. It's just sitting there on the table. You build it and set it there, and people will come over and be like, "What is this colorful, crazy-looking thing?" And
You played the Talk Talk Woodman one, right?
It's like a cross between Santa Claus and Mario.
yeah, right. Well, it's a Korean game. It's weird. I don't know.
Sario. Okay.
Mario?
Anyway, he said Santa.
Anyway.
Okay.
So it's a cool game. Again, if you like dexterity games, which I am a fan of dexterity games, and you're tired of the same old Jenga and the same old thing, look into either Talk Talk Woodman or this Bling Bling Gemstone. I can't even get
You can't even say the name.
Without smile.
Guys, you want to play? Bling Bling Gemstone. What'd you say? Never mind. Just play it.
There you go. Have you guys played this? You played this.
Yes, I played it.
You want to play it, Sam? All right.
I'm a little worried here because Sam's gonna. This is like one of my favorite games.
No, look, I'm not. This
All right.
is games we enjoy, games we like.
All right,
Please,
all right.
ease off me. Back up off me, governor.
Angry gamer.
Hey, I was
Okay.
coming down.
Thematic.
Okay, look. I love miniature wargaming. I like it. I enjoy it greatly. Mostly for the modeling aspect of it. I like putting together the models, painting them, all that stuff. That's one of the best things about miniature tabletop gaming. This is a miniature tabletop game without miniatures.
But cool pictures on cards.
Stupid!
Okay.
Stupid! It's a miniatures game without miniatures, but it works.
This artwork is awesome.
It is not horrible artwork.
It's not good artwork. I mean, it's functional artwork, I guess, but it's not.
From the top down.
It's not pretty.
Yeah, I know. It's awful. It looks like I'm
very-
playing Blueprint the game. What is this?
Okay.
Look, I'm not down in the game. I enjoy the game. I enjoy it a lot. We had a lot of fun playing this game. But it's a miniatures game without the miniatures. You just sapped the best part of a miniatures game out of it by turning them into cards.
My thing is, it's a miniatures game without miniatures.
Because he stinks at putting together miniatures and painting them and all this other stuff.
That's so rude.
He hates that. It's not rude.
It's true. That's true. Well, here's the deal. I will agree with Sam. When I first saw this at a convention, I saw these guys and they were marking it off. They're like, "Isn't this cool?" And I was like, "Oh,
Not really.
I'm gonna go over there and play Bling Bling Gemstone.
no, that's not what I said." But eventually, they did corner me into playing it, and then I was like, "This is really fun."
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I like it for all the because once I played it, I was like, "Wow, I don't need to." I mean, this here.
There's a lot of different factions.
I have a huge army in this box.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I think I understand both of your points. I think as long as you out there know if you're okay with if you like miniature games for the miniatures or for the game, and the miniatures are just kind of like something you have to haul around.
Right.
Then you know
you
where
might
you
want
fall.
to get into this
You know where you
because
fall.
there's just a bunch of cards you can't keep. No space issues, no nothing.
Right.
You don't have to put them together. You don't have to paint them. It's all ready for you to go. But if you like the miniatures aspect, like I do, this is going to seem like a stupid idea. But it works. It's a good game. I enjoy it.
This one on the list, but I really thought that one of you guys would have added this one yourself. Dungeon Fighter is a game. You're like, oh, Dungeon Fighter. But in Dungeon Fighter, you have a target that you put on the middle of the table, and you are throwing dice at that target to kill the monster that you come across. That's the whole game. Except sometimes you have to throw them under your leg or behind your back. Or what was the one we did one time?
I know, I had to like hold
you had to hold my hand.
And go like, throw them. It was
So you walk into the gaming group and you see Z holding my hand as I'm throwing dice. Like, okay, a little bit lower. help me roll that off.
Well, we played this.
So you turn around.
We just couldn't stop laughing all through the thing. You know, I think what you're saying is the game looks cool. Like this cover looks cool.
Okay, second impression.
Neat. It just does not seem to be the game that's in the box from this cover. You know, you
Well,
look at
right.
it and you go, cool.
But once you explain what it is, you see people playing it and you're like, no. But it is really fun. It's really entertaining, and I've had such great success with it because even people who they would never play a dungeon crawl. Mm-hmm. You know, they're sitting there, okay, let me throw this dice one more time because they're just trying to hit a target. Oh, I slayed the dragon. Can I get that on tape? Next time you get on my case about Descent. You know, but it is a lot of fun. So
yeah, it's totally a party game, though. Don't be misled into thinking it's anything but.
Well, it could be considered super dexterity skill.
Yeah.
Not when I'm playing. I'm just lucky to get my die on the table, let alone a target. Anyway, Dungeon Fighter. This next game is the very first game on this list. There's only 4 games left, but this is the first one that 2 people put on our list. That was on my list and yours.
Yeah.
String Railway. If you played String Railway,
Yeah.
String Railway is a game in which it's a railroad game, and your train lines are strings. Well, they're more like shoelaces.
Yarn.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's yarn, yeah.
And you place them down, and you make
Narnia?
Yarnia. Ooh.
That's when they retheme it.
Okay, but anyway, you place these down and connect different cities, and your whole goal is to place the strings in the best possible position. When I first got it, I opened the box, and there was all this strings and yarn, and I was like,
Ugh.
what?
Did I go into the game store or Michael's? It does give you a weird impression when you first.
And then when you set it up on the board, and people come by and are like, "Look, guys, are you going to play a real train game?"
All right.
But I thought it was a really brilliant little game. It really plays well.
Yeah.
It's really organic would be the word for it, because as you put the trains out and you're trying to avoid stuff, that's what real trains do. They don't say, "Oh, sir, we're at the next station. We must build a 90-degree curve, and now I need 2 straights." You know, because that almost sometimes when you're playing trains in other games, it's very mechanical.
Yeah.
Here, the string can go all different ways. You can.
Yeah, but it's definitely one of the weirdest railroad, train games.
And that's saying something, because there's a lot of weird ones.
Yeah, that's true. That was my first impression of the game when Tom brought it out. I was like, really?
We're playing with string.
We're playing with a bunch of strings.
To be fair, though, you say that about a lot of games I bring out.
That's true. That's
So it'll be like,
You play a lot
really?
of games with string?
No, the really part. Really?
Yeah, really? Come on,
Really?
man.
Vasel?
Seriously?
He says this too.
Another new game. But anyway,
I just go into it with a smile.
I'm not as enamored as maybe Tom or Z is with it, but it's decent. It's not the last choice. Maybe
That's a stunning thing.
maybe this would have been in my top 25 maybe for this category, but
I know the reason I put it on my list is not because the game is so amazing, but because the distance between that looks really, really bad, and that's a pretty good
Gotcha.
game,
Yeah.
is a big margin.
Yeah, it is.
You know what I mean? Like Dungeon Fighter for me, which we just talked about, looks cool, turns out to be something else, but it's still cool. That margin is not as big.
right.
Opening a box full of yarn
Going, huh?
and getting a pretty good game
Yeah, gotcha.
is, a wide margin. So,
I understand.
yeah.
Well, I
Waiting
love
for
it.
Alan Moon to drop in on this and be like, hey, Ticket to Ride. String
String.
edition.
Dring. That might be coming.
Can be worse than dice.
All right. This one's from Sam and mine picks. We're gonna play Fairy Tale.
Yeah, right, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, you want to play Fairy Tale?
Nice
No, not
pink
really.
box.
Yeah, really? Well, that's purple.
I think the
Come
new
on,
box
man.
actually looks a little cooler.
Yeah, the new box does from What's Your Move, I want to say What's Your Move Games is cool.
I mean, if you look at the cards on here, man, you've got these elvish-looking knights with castles and little baby dragons and more elvish, and a little female bard that has a nice little hair braid, and
I didn't even notice the hair braid.
next to werewolves and
Yeah, it is a kind of a disjointed thing.
some fat king that has a lady on his shoulder, and
It's Japanese, is what it's saying. It's Japanese.
Okay,
next
fine.
to the fairy queen, and I mean, you look at the game and it's like, really? How does this even fit together? But it's a really cool game. It's a really cool game. The drafting mechanic is one that has kind of taken off here recently with other games using it. Seven Wonders stole the idea from Fairy Tale and
not a
became the most
stealing thing.
innovative of the year of a few.
No, it didn't win.
So, it was nominated and it got close, which is horrible enough in and of itself.
Okay,
But the
that's a different
idea
story.
Is that this was the innovation, I think, with the card draft. Well, not the innovation. I think maybe Magic did it before with drafting. Maybe, I don't know. I didn't.
Okay, I think
There's probably
I think what
classic
Sam's trying to
card
get
games
to
that have drafting in it.
is that this game looked really odd, looked really weird, and it was about collecting fairies, which isn't something I'm really keen on doing, and it actually plays very well and became one of my favorite card games because
It's a great filler. It's a great little
it is-
filler game, and definitely different. That you don't expect a little filler like this that plays in 15, 20 minutes to have that many cool choices.
right. All right.
And that's where I'm at. This is still one of my favorite games. As a matter of fact, I took it to youth group tonight to play with the youth. We decided to play basketball instead, but
Fairy
You're not
Tale
saying
or
something.
basketball.
well, no, we didn't even. It was just that's one of the ones that I pulled off my shelf to take because it's a really cool game. So it still has legs. It's still going strong for me.
Fairy Tale. When I got this from Fantasy Flight, I was like, "What is this?" And you look in the back, and I got the deck, and you flip through, and there's different smiley faces, and it felt like this was one of those games where some guy was like, "I'm gonna take emoticons and make it into a game, man," and he put a whole bunch of them in a pile, and then I read through the rules, and it was even stupider.
Yeah,
it was like you need to back someone else's play and play card. I thought this is the most ridiculous thing, and we started playing it, and it was ridiculous, but suddenly something snapped, and the game was just absolute fun.
It wasn't
Sanity.
sand.
Well, you played this, I think.
Yeah.
And that very first game, though, when I played with Z, you were there, right?
Yeah,
We
yeah.
played with a couple guys. I've never been in such a situation where everyone was like, "All right, Tom, we'll play this stupid-looking game." And by the time it was over, there was screaming at each other and yelling and laughing. And then I brought it, and I played it with my family who don't like many games, but they really enjoyed this one. it's such a weird theme. It's basically it's kind of a trick-taking game, kind of, sort of.
Right, sort of a trick. Yeah, it's kind of a card-leading game, and you're collecting colors.
But you're making alliances.
You can choose to drop out and back somebody else with one of your cards, basically. And if they score the majority, you get like a follower bonus.
Right.
But again, that disparity between, boy, does this box look stupid and aimed at like 11-year-old girls, and how cool the game actually is quite a wide margin. And
yeah, actually, don't buy this for 11-year-old girls. I don't think they would get it.
This game there's
some subtleties and nuances.
Mean too. The game does not look like it's gonna be mean, but it's like, oh, look at that! I'm stealing all your cards. You know, it's really vicious. So watch out for that. But this was high on my list because of that. God, that cover, just that cover is so ridiculous.
So you judge books by their cover, then?
Yeah,
that's what this whole thing is about. Oh. Smiley face.
Did it together.
You owe me a Coke.
Let me hold it.
No, I need to read this back.
Let me hold it.
Hang on a second.
I'll hold it so you can read it.
Don't let him hold it.
Don't let him hold it.
He will destroy it.
The young ice giant has a big problem. He wants to buy fish sticks, but he cannot remember how many, and he has 9 shopping lists in his basket. Okay. Of course. So he goes from igloo to igloo and shakes each. In each, he listens to delicious fish sticks bouncing off the igloo walls. When he thinks that the igloo in his hand has the same number of fish sticks as one of his shopping lists, he takes it home. When he gets home, there are no fish sticks in the igloo. Instead, wild and laughing Eskimo children tumble out of the igloo. What? Excitedly, they shout, "Shake us again! That was great fun! This is super," thinks the young ice giant. "Now I have found some new friends to play with." And he promptly forgets all about his shopping lists.
Because that's what ice giants do.
Every time I read that, it's like, what in the world? Fish sticks! Oh no, they're human children who I just splattered their bodies against the wall.
But they come out laughing, though. He doesn't kill them.
Well,
he will go hungry, though.
Because
where does he shop? Where did he go to go shopping for fish sticks?
Fish sticks in igloos. That's where they usually store them. Anyhow, the point of this game is you have a bunch of igloos with little plastic beads in, and on the back of each one, there's a number of beads that are in that. So what you're doing is simultaneously you're picking these up and you're shaking them and trying to kind of guesstimate how many beads are in it. You have cards that show exact numbers or cards that show like a range of numbers, like 9, 10, or 11.
Right, a range of 2 or a range of 3.
And you actually can get pretty decent at it. I mean, let's see. This one here, I'm going to say is 7, 9. All right, well. You looked at the number already, you liar.
It's 8. Don't cheat.
Yes, kids. Cheating is wrong.
Especially when shaking children fish.
But you know what? I brought this game out with people who never play games. I brought it out in so many situations, and it has gone well in 98% of them.
So this is good.
I really like it.
This is good.
But it seems ridiculous.
Nobody playing the game has ever played a game before.
Which is, yeah, I kind of. I mean, I use it. I still have this game, and I use it to like diffuse a crowd that doesn't look like they want to play a game.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
when
a great
you have a group, and they're like, "So what are we gonna do now?" and this and that, and they're not really gamers, and you're like, "Okay, well, I have this really stupid game. Don't even talk about what it is. Open it up, show them the igloos, and be like, you shake it and try to guess how many beats are in there." People are like, "That sounds kind of stupid," and I'll keep drinking and doing that, and it works for that crowd.
Yeah, don't read the story in the back to them.
Yeah, no. But you hate it, it seems. Sam, go ahead.
This is one of those party games that I'm not going to throw my stock behind. Because it is stupid. And it is not fun.
All right, well.
I'm sorry, I just don't like it.
That's fine, that's fine.
It was on our lists.
Yeah.
It was pretty high on both of us.
Yeah, it was number 1 on your list, I think, and like number 2 on mine or something. It was pretty high up.
I think it was 2. Yeah, I mean, again, this and Smiley Face are both. As soon as we knew what the topic for the list was, it's like
Smiley Face and Igloo Pop were the first 2 that popped in my mind because, I mean, I've kept Igloo Pop and Zee has stolen my Smiley Face. Or,
I think so, yeah.
I don't know. It's confusing who owns what games around here anymore. But anyhow, That's it then. That's our list of top 10 stupid games, or games that look stupid but are actually pretty fun.
Except if you ask Sam.
Leave your comments
This is stupid.
in the YouTube section, and tell us about games that you think looks pretty stupid, but then they turned out to be pretty fun. In 2 weeks, we'll be back with another top 10 list. Top 10 game mechanics that annoy us. Ooh. But we'll leave you to think about that then. Until next time, I'm Tom Vasel.
I'm Zee Garcia.
And I'm Sam Healey.
Yeehaw!
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find the latest board game news at Dicetowernews.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Fun Again Games, the world's best game source. Fun Again Games has over 5,000 games available. Check them out at funagain.com.